guys, hope all is swell. Well, it's been 9.5 weeks since I had my ginormous breast implants removed. And I had really hoped to do an 8-week update, but we were traveling and I just was really enjoying being present and in the moment. So here I am a week and a half later to give you my update. I'm feeling really good. There has not been a single day since I had my breast implants removed 9.5 weeks ago that I have had any inkling of doubt that it was the right decision. I am like 110% certain it was, and I am so happy they are out. I feel like my brain fog has finally left the building, thank goodness. All of these aches and pains I was having, totally gone. My jaw does feel better. It still pops. But with that said, my doctor thinks I have arthritis or bone spurs in my jaw. So I won't know what that is until when and if I do an MRI. But my jaw just in general feels so much better than it has in years. And that's, I think, in part because I'm just not experiencing like this chronic surging pain that's pulling up and affecting my neck and therefore jaw. The one nagging thing I have that's not left is my weight being up. I'm heavier than I've ever been outside of like just giving birth to a child. But for the first time in my life, I'm as comfortable as I could be being as heavy as I am right now for me. I'm not one to like really spend a ton of time and like grieving the implants and this body acceptance journey, which I think has been important for a lot of fellow explant women. But I've just found that through this whole process, I'm really more comfortable in my body than I ever have been in like, I want to say 41 years. I guess I was comfortable in my skin as a child, but I started having body hang-ups quite young. I mean, I remember by 3rd grade being self-conscious of my arms and not wearing sleeveless shirts and just these issues going on and on from there. And I'm just kind of fat and happy right now, and I love it. I do need to get proactive about getting back into shape, but for the first time ever, I don't feel like doing a crazy diet or fasting for days on end. I'm just really feeling, I guess, a lot of love and nurturing toward my body and not wanting to do anything in a crazy psychotic fashion. So that's been really nice because this is like a first for me. And I guess it's about gosh darn time. My scars are healing beautifully. I'm continuing on with my Soluma red light, though I'm not using it as nearly as often as I was initially, but I'm still getting several red light sessions in a week. I'm still taking the MitoLife Dissolve It All capsules, which I think have really helped with softening, there we go, some of these bumps I had over here. And I'm just taking various supplements to try to remineralize my body. I'm doing a lot of sauna still to help flush the heavy metals and toxins that I know go hand in hand with having implants. And one of the coolest things that happened while we were traveling, we were in Las Vegas and we visited our friends over at Desert Moon Hyperbarics. And I was able to get in 4 hyperbaric dives and felt a lot of great benefits from doing post-operative hyperbarics. At that point, I think I must have been about 6-7 weeks out maybe. But when we first came and visited our friends, I had, where they did these incisions, and I'll just show both. I'm so thrilled with how they're healing. Still a little dark in here and everything. But when we got to our friends and we did the hyperbarics, this left breast in particular, this scar felt like a band of thickness and tightness along this whole breast. And on this breast, this was very much indented. The scarring on this side was softer, but still rubbery and kind of noodly. And it totally broke down that scar tissue. I'm not educated enough on hyperbarics as to how that oxygenation helped totally soften my scars, but it was incredible. My scars, I just have like a little knot in here now to work out. And on this side, again, a little knot here, which would be where the lift met the removal on both of them. And they're really fading nicely. I'm just like, such an unflattering angle, oh my gosh. But I'm just really pleased with them. I know the red lights helped with that a lot. I know after I get really cold or I red light, my scars get like super bright. But day in and day out, they are fading a ton. I haven't done any honey masks in a few weeks, and I think I need to kind of like get back on that just to be proactive. But I was super impressed with the hyperbarics and wish I had one at home or one closer, because I think that would break down a ton of scar tissue and really expedite healing. And in fact, I know it would. So whether you're getting implants or getting them removed, or if you just have a surgery in general, try your best to find somebody locally where you can go get in at least 3 dives. 3 is kind of the magic number, but you want to get in at least 3 dives. And if you are in Las Vegas, please see our friends at Desert Moon Hyperbarics, because you won't meet anybody greater on the planet. They're just wonderful people. So that was super rad. While we were there, I was also able to sit on a PEMF mat, a pulsed electromagnetic field bed, and I kind of went a little wild with my treatments with that, and I wound up sending myself into this crazy detox. For the first time since surgery, I had like implant shadow plate pains, where it felt like a rod, like a huge rod was going through my chest and my back, and just this phantom surging pain down my breast, down my back, all the way down to my arm. And I think that mat was just like breaking up some scar tissue in my body and everything. And for several days later, I was quite sick with detox. I even spent an entire day in bed while we were traveling, just fever, like snot pouring out of my nose. I felt so terrible, but I felt like that PEMF treatment kind of kicked off a necessary evil. And I've had a few detox waves since Explant has happened, but that was like a really massive surge of detoxification. And I found a woman locally up here in North Idaho. She's Post Falls, so a bit of a drive, that has one. And I would like to start doing that intermittently throughout the year. I think just to kind of like rattle things up inside and then come home and sweat it out in the sauna would be really good, just for continued healing and speeding up this process of getting all those ickies out of my body. So that was just a really enlightening and rad experience to have while we were gone. I'm really grateful for that time. The one question that keeps getting asked from people, and my daughter asked me just a few nights ago, she said, "Mom, do you miss having your implants at all?" A lot of people want to know that. And again, I do not. It was really nice to have this conversation with Piper that here I have like Franken boobs. They're so cut up and everything. But really, just for the first time ever, I feel so good in my skin right now. There's just a contentment that has washed over me that is truly priceless. And Pip was asking, like, you know, do you think you would have had that do you think you'd be this accepting of yourself, like if you wouldn't have had your implants? And knowing my personality, I don't think I would have. I think this was just kind of a thing I had to go through. I breastfed our son for 3 years. My breasts were just really deflated. I also donated milk to a baby for his first year of life. And when all that was said and done, my breasts were just really deflated and my nipples were lower. And I was just so self-conscious of that I felt like I needed to fill them back out and have these huge knockers. There wasn't too many times. I really loved my implants for those 6.5 years. They were really uncomfortable to me. I could just always feel them, and that was no foul on my surgeon. It's just the nature of the beast. You feel it and you're aware of it. And then they eventually made me sick. So I think I kind of had to go through that process. Just that's how I work. I don't really, sometimes I just dive into things and I wind up being like, well, that was a mistake, but I learned, so here we grow again. I've always really loved our small breasted models for Pastease. I think everything just looks cuter on them and tends to pucker less and this and that. I don't have any, like, you know, I don't distaste large breasts, because who doesn't love giant milkers, right? Oh my gosh. But for like, I love how my clothes are fitting, and I can finally wear like these low tops without feeling like my boobs are on this tray and everyone's like talking down here instead of up here. And I just absolutely love it. And then it hit me the other day. I was talking to Todd. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like 30 pounds overweight right now. And when I gain weight, it goes everywhere. And when I lose it everywhere. And I'm like, I'm going to have probably pretty tiny boobies when my weight's back down to normal. And I don't even care. And he was like, babe, that's great. And he's like, as long as you're feeling good, you're going to continue just to look great and radiate. I love that my husband's so supportive, but it was just kind of like, I truly don't care. I just feel so good. And this is so rad to finally feel this good, but also just on a level of like, this is my body and this is where I'm at right now. And just feeling this full acceptance of this journey. It's just, I've truly hit a stride with this, and I think it's only going to get better from here. So, I think I'm going to wrap it up now. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will list the products I'm taking that I feel like have helped me a lot. I've also been using the emu oil on my scars daily. And so I'll list those, and I'll get our friends Hyperbarics up. And as always, if you have any Explant related questions or any questions related to Pastease, don't hesitate to reach out. I really love connecting with you guys. I think since I'm at about 9 weeks, I might do like it might be like a 12-week update or a 16-week update. I'm hoping, to do a few more updates. And then when I hit that year mark, I might do like a 2-year mark, etc. Just kind of continuing along with this journey, but they're gonna get more and more spread out as time goes on. If you have any other video ideas or things you want to hear from me, please let me know. I think I'm going to start sharing some fun Pastease stories and stories from my time behind the chair as a hairstylist, and possibly talking about off-grid living and healthy lifestyle, etc., because those are my passions. But if you want me to get passionate about something else, don't hesitate to let me know. So please subscribe and interact, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care. Bye.